And so we're here in Manatee County to announce that Manatee County will be the next subject of the DOGE examinations and audits that with this newfound state authority. And part of the reason is we've had a lot of feedback, a lot of concern. People have asked us to take a look at this when they found out that this was something that was in the budget. You have seen over the last 6 years, you've seen a really significant increase in spending at the county level. Property tax receipts have gone up 86% in the last 6 years in this county, and that's $213 million in increased collection. Now, there has been growth in Manatee, but it's been about 14%, and you compare that to the 86% of the property tax growth, there is some dissonance there. And so we're looking at the expanding budget. Where's the increase in spending? Where's the justification for that? How is that being done? And what's the basis or where are the pathways to put taxpayers first and give them a seat at the table on some of these stuff? I have looking around some of the areas throughout this country or throughout the state. There have definitely been some local governments I've seen that have had great opportunities to provide relief for taxpayers, and they just will not do it. Now we are going to see now under previous iterations of the Manatee County Commission, they have done certain things over the years, like DE&I, which we obviously don't think should be done at all, but certainly not with your tax dollars. And we knew that during the last 6-year fiscal period, there have been money added to Manatee's reserves, 161 million added. So that's a total reserve of 734 million in reserves as it stands now. Look, we run budget surpluses in Florida. We've maxed out the rainy day fund. But there's also a point at which we shouldn't just be bogarting money at the state. Like, we want to give back, right? Give back to taxpayers and do that. I think the same principle applies for local government. There's got to be a balance there in how you do it. So I think now Manatee County has, I think, admirably lowered the millage rates for residents. So this is why the property tax is a little bit different, because we don't do, in almost any other types of taxation, we don't do unrealized gains. So the legislature, county, city, wherever can set a tax rate, and then that's what you pay. So it's 6% for the sales tax at the state of Florida level. So if you go to a store, a lot of stuff actually isn't even subject to tax, most of the essentials, but the things that are, you're going to pay a 6% sales tax based on that. Now, you buy a car, you buy something, you don't then keep paying new assessed taxes based on the value of the automobile that you bought. It's like you pay the tax and you move on. So when you look at how localities deal with property taxes, there's a lot that will say, hey, we did not raise the millage rate. We haven't done anything. And I think if you didn't have unrealized gains, then that would 100% answer the question. But if you're not raising the millage rate, leaving that same, but then you're also jacking up the assessments of how much the values of the property are worth, well, you're paying the same millage rate, but with the same property that you had, all of a sudden, they're hitting you for more. And obviously, if you're not homesteaded, then you get no protection from that exposure. But even the homestead, year after year, the cumulative increase of that, that can add up, particularly over this period of really high valuations. So you got to look at both. You got to look at what's the millage rate, and then how are they assessing the value of the property. And the thing is I'm not aware of there being a rush to assign properties lower when the market starts to go down, right? I mean, it's usually like if they've assessed your property at $500,000 as a homeowner, you're really never going to get lower than that, the way most property tax assessors operate.